started?
I've been giving 3 quotes to pick from at random by my dad, and I will be picking one. My time will start as soon as my pen touches my paper. I picked "The Whole World Opened to Me When I Learned to Read" by Mary Melody Bethany.
Three minute gone. Two and no, one and a half minute gone.
It doesn't take a long time for any human being to realize and understand that we do not have a long time on this earth. And though we may not have a long time on this earth, and we may not be able to do everything throughout our lives, that doesn't stop us from learning about new experiences and new perspectives. And I, through personal experience, have understood that the best way to do this is by reading. And that whole thing brings us to our quote today: "The whole world opened to me when I learned to read," by Mary Melody Bethans. The truth of the matter is, we simply don't have enough time. And reading these stories by these authors provide to us not only a new experience, but open a door of opportunities for students around the world. So today, let's talk about 2 main topics. First, how reading allows for people to gather new experience and learn about new perspectives. Then, let's understand how this perspective is given to students about topics that they haven't learned in class, and allows for students to expand their borders of knowledge. First, experience. In 7th grade, I read the Journal of Anne Frank, a Jewish immigrant who had lived in Germany since her birth. However, she was targeted by Nazis in her teenage years. All she had with her was a journal in hiding, and she wrote within this journal. The translated version of this journal is read throughout America, and through her writing, we're able to relive her life, her experience, and her fears. Spoiler alert, she gets caught, and her experiences after she gets caught, though they may not be journaled, are the exact fears which are embedded within all these readers across America, giving us all a new perspective as to how others lived their life. Truth of the matter is, it can take only 10 days to read a book, but in those 10 days, you gather the experience of a person throughout their life. Now, this example carries on in multiple books and accounts, especially journals and diaries, but also fairy tales, the thoughts and imaginations of works and authors. In those 10 days that you read a fantasy book, you still gained a perspective and learned about the mindset of an author. Take, for example, the most famous work, Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Although this work is far from reality, we know for a fact that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote about his life in these stories. These stories were a work while he was going in detective work. And fun fact, most of these stories are from his accounts in detective work. In those 10 days that it takes for you to read J.R.R. Tolkien's book, believe it or not, you're not only learning about his experiences, but also his mindset. Furthermore, we learn about new perspectives whenever we read a book. For example, in school, we are taught only about wars during the American Revolution and treaties that were signed between France, Britain, and America. However, a book called Johnny Tremain, we see the day-to-day struggles of individuals within this war. In the book Johnny Tremain, we see a blacksmith who loses his hand during work and yet struggles in his day-to-day life when the economy crashes during the war. The story, though historical fiction, is filled with accounts of actual individuals who struggled during this wartime, giving us a perspective through their eyes. Books, in conclusion, are an amazing way for students, children, and adults alike to expand their boundaries and live their lives with the perspective of another. We don't have much time on this world, but in that short time that we have, we can easily learn about other perspectives and other lives simply by reading. A book is an open window to another person's life and experiences, something we can all learn from just through a few words. Yes,